Welcome, I'm Dr. J. In this video, I'm going to be watching some viral videos from TikTok with the most crazy medical cases I've ever seen, and we're going to be discussing whether we learn them in medical school or not. Let's get started with this one from TikTok. This one's absolutely insane. I haven't seen anything quite like it, but also really inspirational. All right, let's give it a watch.
These are crazy medical conditions, part 2. The Mannerung family has a rare medical condition which has caused their faces to change shape. For many years, they were ashamed of how they looked. However, after going viral on TikTok, they have learned how to love who they are. Comment what you think about this.
All right, so I've never seen anything quite like this, definitely not in medical school. And usually when you see rare conditions like this where their faces look very specific but also really unrecognizable to any common disease, it's probably not something that they teach your average doctor because it is extremely rare. We do learn about extremely rare conditions on certain cases, but usually not like this. Now, I actually Googled this one to see what it was and see if we could find any answers. So here is what I found. All the information that I had was the name of the family. So now we've got the Mannerung family. They've got an still undiagnosed and incredibly rare facial condition. They may actually be one of the only families in the world who have this specific condition. So there's a reason that they don't teach us this in medical school. It is undiagnosed. It's extremely rare. Now I don't know what other downstream effects are involved in this condition. I don't know if their organs are involved. I don't know if their life and health span are involved. With cases like this, they usually are. It's typically not just a physical deformity. There's also some genetic mutation elsewhere in the body. All right, that one was a lot of fun. Let's see the next video. All right, let's have a look at this video. Absolutely insane. This is one that we did not learn in medical school either.
You have got to hear this real medical case that is blowing doctors' minds, mine included. A woman who had recently died in a car accident had donated her body to science. Scientists were then studying her brain and had a groundbreaking discovery. They discovered that she had Y chromosomes in her brain. If you remember, Y chromosomes are exclusively found in males. Come to find out, these cells were from her male children, whose cells had been lodged in her brain since the pregnancy. They continued the study and found that 63% of women still had fetal tissue lodged in their brain. The oldest one was 94 years old. This is still being extensively studied, but may explain why women who have had more children also have a higher chance of developing dementia. Are these cells completely harmless? Do they contribute to dementia or some other disease process? The answer still remains a mystery.
So this is pretty wild, and it goes to show just how much we still don't know. We were definitely not taught, one, that fetal tissue could get stuck in a mother's brain, and because we didn't know that, that is another potential cause for lots of diseases. As you very well know if you watch this channel, women are at much higher risk for Alzheimer's. Can this be a contributing factor? I don't know. So this is something that's probably going to get added to the medical literature, but it's funny, doctors think they know everything, and every day we're discovering something new that's pretty transformative and pretty big, just like this. There's not really a name for this condition yet, fetal cells getting trapped in the mother's brain, and there's a good chance that this could be happening to lots of mothers without being diagnosed ever. All right, one more video. Let's have a look and see if we learned it in medical school. All right, this last video was sent to me and I have not watched it yet, so let's watch this together. But I really like this TikToker. He's a doctor as well. And let's see how he breaks this next one down.
What would you do if you looked in the mirror one day and noticed that half of your face started shrinking? The crazy thing is, there's a medical condition that causes this exact thing to happen. This is what's called Perry-Romberg syndrome, which is the progressive atrophy of one side of your face. As you can see with this case,
I'll tell you right now, we did not learn about Perry-Romberg syndrome in medical school, probably because it is so rare that it was not worth teaching this to us. But I will say we learned a lot of stuff that was definitely not valuable, extremely rare, and not nearly as interesting as something like this. All right, let's continue the video.
This case is often split directly down the middle, where one half of your face looks totally normal and the other half seems to be progressively shrinking as you get older. The wildest part is that we still have no idea what causes this. This exact situation happened to Yasmin Butler when her parents realized that she had slight asymmetry between both sides of her face. At first, her parents didn't really make much of it until they noticed that the problem seemed to be getting worse and worse as time went on.
Poor girl.
While we don't know what causes it, it's thought that it may be an autoimmune disease or a genetic problem, but Yasmin's actually started after she was hit in the face with a toy when she was younger. Yasmin has had over 7 facial reconstruction surgeries for this, but says that she can finally smile while looking at her reflection in the mirror. Swipe over.
So there's definitely a medical condition where your bone and cartilage grows out of control, which is triggered by being contacted. So I wonder if this is a similar but opposite disease and reaction. I'll have to look into Perry-Romberg case specifically, but it being triggered by physical contact would actually make some sense. In the opposite case, your body's reaction is to build a lot more bone and it gets out of control. In this case, it might be to destroy bone. Very, very interesting. All right, that's it with that one. Another one that we did not learn in medical school, probably because it is so rare. So let's take a look and see just how rare this one is. So as always, I went ahead and asked ChatGPT to explain Perry-Romberg syndrome. Rare, affects the skin and soft tissues of the face, develops in childhood and adolescence. Ooh, interesting. It's believed to be autoimmune, where the body's immune system attacks its own tissues. Obvious symptoms are the physical ones: facial asymmetry. There is no known cure. As with most of these rare genetic conditions, we do not have any money to invest in the research and treatment of these things. All right, let's see. How rare is this disease? 1 in 700,000. Yes, that is extremely rare, and it's likely that we do not have the resources to fund research for something like this. All right, that wraps it up. We watched 3 medical videos. We talked about them, whether or not they were learned in medical school. In this case, none of the 3 were taught to us in medical school. But as a doctor, I love continuing my medical education. If you look at my feed, it is filled with this kind of stuff. If you found this interesting, you found this educational, please subscribe, please like, and let me know if you want me to do more reactions and recaps of these rare medical conditions. Thank you, and I'll see you later.